to a new video. I am back on the bank, and today I am on a awesome venue. This is a mega venue. I have come to a private golf club. Yeah, I have. I've come to a private golf club. Don't worry though, I haven't brought the clubs with me. I don't even own any. I've actually come with the Carp gear, and yeah, this place basically has got a set of lakes on it which are obviously a feature of the golf course, but they are stocked with fish, and they've recently sort of revamped them and turned them into a bit more of a fishery, and they've actually got now a specimen carp fishery on here. They've got a couple of others. One of them's like a coarse fishery, mixed fishery, but I've come down to the main carp lake, which I think is called Carp Bay. It's only about 2 acres. It's quite a small little pond. It is quite man-made, but it's really nicely landscaped, and it has been well done, and it does look quite nice. Other than, I think, the flags and the guys walking around with the golf carts, you wouldn't really know you're on a golf lake. But it is very cool, and I'm going to try and catch my first golf lake carp. So I've had a bit of a walk around. I haven't really seen a lot, but I've got in a swim that owns kind of most of the lake. There's no one else here, would you believe? So I've got a free rein. So I've got in the swim sort of bang in the middle that owns most of the water, so I can have a good cast around if I need to, rove the rods around, search out the fish, and we'll see if we can catch one. So let's crack on, let's get some rods in the pond, and let's see if we can catch a golf lake carp. Let's have it. I'm not too sure about this platform. It's very high up. It's a good sort of 2.5 foot off the water. So what I'm going to do, I think, is put the bank stick in down there. Oh, that might have been a bit of a fish over there. Yeah, that goes in nice. Basically got this lovely sort of overhanging tree line along here. You've got like a little bit of a bay that goes around into the right. There's a bit of a sunken tree over here, and then you've got this lovely cover with all these bushes lining the bank over here. Oh, there you go. One's just rolled over there up onto that bank, so absolutely spot on. There he goes again. Don't know if you've seen that, but yeah, fish is just nutted out over there. So, oh, and again. So there we go. That's probably going to be a rod over there. So I might just send both rods over there as soon as I've seen the fish show for the time being. Right, first rod going out then. So my usual setup, I've got a Ronnie bottom bait. On this one I've got a straight at the bag dumbbell. That is an S7. I've got a little bag of the Maxi Cray Mix, about 5 or 6 inch hook length. That is ESP tungsten loaded in weedy green. I think it's £20. Got an anti-tangle sleeve on there, just to obviously kick it all away from the lead. And then I've got my standard quarter hybrid lead clip set up. I've got my sinking tungsten tubing, and then I've got a little 2-ounce lead. I've gone with a smaller lead than normal. Normally use a 3 even on waters this size, but I've decided to go with something a little bit smaller. And what I've done is I've clipped it up to the far side. Hopefully it's nice and tight to that bankside cover, and see if we can get one. Right, that was absolutely rubbish. Let's try that again. Don't know what happened there. That's better. Right, then what we're going to do, let's walk it down here. Get that slack down and sunk. Pick that backrest out. There we go. Right, rod one's out. Bit of a liner on that rod, or was that? Right, that's a bite. Yeah, got a bite off something. It's coming off that bank into the deeper water, so feels a little bit more like it might be a carp now. It wasn't feeling like a carp at first, but doesn't feel very big. I thought they were meant to be specimen size now. Hasn't taken long either to get a bite. That's only been out there for 5 or 10 minutes at the most, unless we got ourselves a bream. Oh my god, it's a tiny carp. Well, they're specimens. Wow, I did not expect to catch a carp that small. Okay, you're actually fighting now. It's absolutely nailed in the bottom lip. That rig's an absolute winner. Oh. Alright, there you go, mate. Well, I've already got a fish in the net from the first rod, but I'm going to get a second rod out. Exactly the same setup. I'm actually going to use a 3-ounce lead because there is quite a big crosswind, and it is making that 2-ounce lead a little bit trickier to get over to that far side. And I'm also using a double 12mm bottom bait, and these are the bug. So very, very similar, except for I'm using a slightly bigger lead, and I've got a double 12mm on there instead of a dumbbell. But we're going to send this over. So we're going to send this one over there. You might be able to see the wind is coming into that bank over there, so it doesn't surprise me that that's where the fish seem to be. So we're going to chuck this one over. Oh, lovely. I am actually fishing to a line clip, so I'm putting the line into the clip on the cast, and I am actually leaving it in there. And the reason for that is I'm casting from behind me, and then I'm walking down here, tightening up, which means I've got a good sort of rod to 2 rod lengths of line on the reel, and then I'm actually fishing a tight drag so the fish can't take any line. And the reason for that is because I can use a peg on the bank. So I'm obviously loosening the drag just to set the rod, but basically I'm using a peg on the back of the rod to hold it down tight so it is properly locked in to the rod rest, so it can't be pulled off. And I'm tightening it down, giving it a little bit of slack, just so that there's a little bit of give in the bobbin, so I can see the bite indication more clearly. And then I'm basically locking up the drag so they can't take any line off of the reel. So what basically happens is it pulls up tight, and because the fish haven't really got anywhere to go away from me because I'm fishing tight to the bank, they're basically going to either kite to the right or kite to the left or come towards me. So that way I can keep the rod clipped up. Just check that's on. So that way I can keep the rod clipped up, and I haven't got to mess around having to keep recasting, reclipping every time to get the right distance and causing loads of disturbance. So I can basically now put a fresh bag on there, or a fresh rig if I need one, and send it straight back out, so it saves a lot of time and hassle. Anyway, I'm going to just bring this fish in because it's only a little one, and I just bring him in and unhook him in the net. Oh, he's actually unhooked himself. That is fish number 1. As you can see, it is a little common. It is a perfect common, but I'm not going to get him out because he is small. So to save him any hassle, oh, he's getting me wet though, isn't he? Or I just slip him back in the net. Easier said than done. There you go. Right, we'll just leave him to go on his way. Right. Well, I've had a fish, that's the result. Right, send it back out there. Put in the peg. Back in action. The fish seem to be responding to the bait, considering I put 20 odd baits out there, maybe 30 baits. Well, what a result that was then. I know it was only £4 or £5, but it was my first bite from the lake and it is not meant with blank. So that is always a good result. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. And it was after seeing a fish show as well and putting a bit of bait in. So always nice when a plan comes good within 10 minutes. Now, I've not seen much out showing, if I'm quite honest, but I've sent both the rods out there now. I have got 2 rods fishing. I've put another lot of boilie over there, about 20 or 30 baits. I was going to put more, but unfortunately the catapult snapped. Ah, damn it. Right, catapult's broken. I had a Matchman catapult, which really is better off with your pellet and maggot stuff. So I pushed it to its limits and it gave. So it is now in 2 parts, which, yeah, I'm gonna have to get a new elastic for it. But what I'm gonna do is I've managed to get enough bait over there for now. So I'm gonna leave the rods where they are. I'm gonna put the kettle on, have a coffee, because I've only had 1 coffee today and I would love to have a brew. So I'm gonna get the kettle on and see if the rods go rattling. And if I haven't had a bite by the time I finish my drink, I'm gonna walk over to the far side, because I think all the golfers have gone in now. The weather's got really blustery. I think they've all gone in. So I am going to walk over the other side and just spread a load of bait along that margin where I've had that bite from, and then just leave that and see if it produces as it gets dark. So I've got about an hour and a half, I reckon, of fishing until it's going to get dark and I probably need to go. So I'm saying it's probably going to say maybe half hour, 20 minutes to have a brew, and then chill out for a bit, watch the water, and then if nothing's happened, I'm going to walk over there, spread a load of bait around, and then the last hour I'll be fishing on top of a nice line of bait along that margin, and yeah, see if it comes good. I do think the fish on here are probably going to be bait fish. I doubt there's much natural food, and I also think the better fish are probably going to be big because they eat a lot. So my tactic is put some food in, hopefully the better ones will come along, because that was a very small fish. And it's a specimen lake apparently, and I was not expecting to catch one that small. Anyway, let's go get the kettle on, let's have a brew, and let's see if we can catch carp number 2. Right, my coffee's done, so we're going to sink this bad boy, but I thought I'd just show you a bit of the lake. So this is the swim I'm in. I don't actually think it's got a name. There's a little sign in there saying no trolleys in this area. I assume that's an old sign. But I've got my rods down there in the clay, mainly because the platform is so high off the water at the moment. It'd be silly fishing off of that platform. The line lay is going to be absolutely dreadful. So yeah, I've just dropped my rods in down there. I'd imagine the normal height is probably up to the top of this sort of slab down here, I would have thought, where I've got the rod butt sort of rested on. I'd imagine it would normally come up to there, but I think because we've had a lot of hot weather and we didn't have a lot of rain in the summer, I guess it's dropped down a lot. But we have had a lot of rain recently, so I imagine it's going to top it up, unless they actually use the... Oh, hello. Oh, that is a bite. We're in. Didn't even have time to drink my coffee. Oh, there we go, as predicted. It's a drop back. Happy days. Bite number 2, if I'm quite honest, this again doesn't feel very big, but you would have hopefully seen that little bit of video and it showed how it was a drop back essentially. So where I'm fishing tight to that far side, it's literally just dropped back and started swimming towards me. But yeah, this does not feel very big. It's coming in very easy. It's literally coming down the margin, and yes, it is another small carp. So I'll be quite honest, I'm not impressed by the size of these carp at the moment.
They are very, very small fish. Whoa, what is going on? It's trying to get out of the bank. There we go. So yeah, oh my gosh, tiny. It's really small fish. I was not expecting fish to be this small. I was expecting sort of doubles and above really on a lake like this. It's supposedly a specimen water, but just catching little ones. Be lovely on a float rod or on a feeder rod, but on the carp rod it's a little bit silly, to be honest, although it is a lovely fish. Oh, it's a beautiful fish. Right, let's get this pasty in here. There we go. It's a tiny fish. It's only got to be about £2. Well, there we go then. That is fish number 2. It is a lovely fish, but that must only be about £2, maybe £2.5. But yeah, like I said, it's a lovely little ghosty, beautiful fish. But lovely scale pattern. That'd be a mega as a sort of double 20-pounder. But yeah, I really thought we were going to be catching bigger fish than that. But it is what it is. It's a bite. It's fish number 2. Hopefully we can catch a bigger one. But we'll let him go. Off you go, mate. I'm walking around to the far side. I've just had that lovely little ghosty mirror. And I haven't seen anyone walking around, so I think I'm safe to go over to this bit over here. This is the top of the other lake. This is like the Matchy Lake, I think. I think it's got a real good stock of fish in it. It looks like it actually comes in to the carp lake. The waters are connected, but they've got a net across so the fish can't move between. There's a lovely sunken tree just down there. Don't know why you can hear me, but as you can see, it looks pretty tasty in there. Right, we've got this tree here. I can actually see through here. So we've got this tree sticking out here. What we'll do is we'll just spread a load of bait along here. Do the same again. Let's chuck them over. Right, that was probably half a kilo of boilie, I reckon. Not an absolute load, but enough. Right, I've just spread a load of bait then over that side. So, we're going to get that rod back out. I've already chucked the other one back out with a fresh bag. Now we're going to chuck this one back out there. Boom. Right, let's put this one back on. Right, 2 rods of back fishing. Well, I was part way through my coffee and the left hand rod rudely went off, but they are back out there now, and yeah, we're fishing. So I was just saying to you that I think the water level's down. As you can see, I've got the rods down here. I think the water level probably would normally come up to this slab here. So this platform, as you can see, is really high off the water level, way too high to really fish off at the moment. So I've just dropped the rods in down there. It's safer for the fish as well when you're returning them. You're obviously not as high off the water. But yeah, this swim is kind of the furthest from the car park on this lake, and up around the back of here you've got a lovely little bay. There's a bridge. The water actually goes into the other lake under the bridge. There's a net across it though, so the fish can't move between lakes. And then obviously you've got this bank coming all the way along here. You've got a green over there. You might be able to see the flag if it focuses. There you go, you can see the flag. So all along that bank you've got like a green, so that's all no fishing. And then it comes round in this corner, and then you've got a swim there. There's a swim there. I think there's one down here. There's one just next door, and then you've got this one. So I think there's 5 swims on the lake. It's probably 2 acres or so. It's not too many swims. I'd say 3 would be better, probably 1 at the other end, 1 in the middle, and then this one here. But it's a day ticket. They want to obviously capitalize on money, so I understand why there's obviously 5 on there. But yeah, it's a nice little setup. I don't really know how big the fish are, but I've heard they go to upper 20s. Obviously the stamp of fish I've caught today have been tiny, but I've put a load of bait from this tree all the way up into the end of here. I've got 2 rods across to here, and obviously I've put a load of bait. I've probably put at least half a kilo of boilie over there, dumbbell boilies. So I'm hoping that something bigger might come along for a little bit of a look around, and we might be able to pick one up, a better stamp one anyway, as that light starts to go. But I'm going to finish my coffee now. It's definitely time to polish this off. I'm also going to have a little bit to eat and just sit down for a bit, watch the water, and hopefully one of those rods goes rattling off again. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully we can have another fish. Well, I've just had a couple of beeps on the left rod, and it looks like it's pulled round a bit, like there's a fish kiting a bit on it. Oh yeah, yep, we're definitely in fish number 3. I'm going to say it's probably another small fish, unfortunately, but I have put a lot of bait over there, and it's interesting that all the bites are coming on this same rod. Oh, this one might be a little bit bigger than the last. Yeah, it's a bit bigger. Can't believe, I really thought we were going to be in with a chance of a few reasonable doubles and maybe the odd possibility of a 20 pounder, but clearly there's not actually, or there's a lot of fish in here maybe, and there's a lot of small ones. Maybe there's a good head of fish in here, but there's a smaller stock of better fish. But then there is actually quite a lot in here, because as the light's starting to go, I have seen a few fish showing. One's actually just put his head out off the wind line out to my right. So there's definitely a few fish in here. I just think they're clearly small. Probably be a great little winter venue to get a few bites when it's cold. Right, he's absolutely nailed. What I'm going to do is just make sure he's unhooked nice. And he is. Whoa. Oh, Jesus Christ, he just soaked me. Wow. It's not really how I wanted to put him back, but he's back. Like I've got waterproof shoes. Right, well, we are now on 3 fish. Unfortunately, they've all been little, nothing over, well, I think the biggest is about £5. I've had a couple about that size and I had that smaller mirror, but yeah, they haven't been big fish, but it's been nice getting a few bites. I've obviously put all that bait in and had a bite very quickly, which I think probably indicates there's actually a decent stock of fish in here. And I think there's maybe a low stock of specimen fish in here. I think instead of me thinking it was just a low stock of specimen fish, I think there's actually a good head of fish, and it's just a low stock of specimen ones in here. So there might be a few better ones knocking about. But anyway, it is what it is. It's a cool venue to come out and do a video, fishing on a golf course. I mean, there's not many places you can do that. It's definitely different, and hopefully you've liked the video. If you have, obviously give it a thumbs up and make sure you smash that subscribe button. Now, I've obviously put all that bait over there. I've had a bite off it quick. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to pick up a bigger fish as I've given them a good bit of grub. I'm going to obviously fish till dark. I've probably got half an hour of fishing now, I reckon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the camera down. I'm going to go and have something to eat because I still haven't ate anything. I'm going to go and have something to eat. I'm going to put the kettle back on, have another coffee, and just chill out for a bit while the light's going, and hopefully we'll get a bite and it'll be a bigger fish. But if you've enjoyed it, obviously give it a thumbs up, smash the subscribe button as well. Obviously there's a video every Tuesday at 6:30, and actually this week I'm also going to give you an extra video because I managed to get out and do something a little bit different. So maybe Friday or Saturday I'm actually going to upload another video for you guys to have for the weekend. So yeah, make sure you check it out when it goes out. Anyway, I'm going to finish now and go and have something to eat, and I'll catch up with you in a bit, hopefully with a bigger fish. Well, as you can see, it is coming to the end of the session. I'm just finishing off my coffee. The bag is all loaded up, ready to go behind me. Chairs packed away. I've just got to reel in the rods. I love these kind of sessions, travelling nice and light, just bringing exactly what I need. Absolutely love it. I actually talked about it in last week's video. And on that note, if you are interested in getting involved in a competition, I asked a question last week to sort of ask what your preference session was, whether it was short session fishing or sort of long haul fishing, sort of boring them out. And I asked you guys to get involved and answer the question. Loads of people got involved. That competition is still open. So if you're interested in winning some freebies, go and check out last week's video, which was called Carp Fishing for Free. And you can still get involved. I'll be announcing the winner of that one in next week's video on Tuesday. So I am going to call it quits now. Unfortunately, nothing's happened since it got dark. I'm really surprised. I thought I was going to end up getting a bonus one. I thought there might have been a chance of one of the bigger fish dropping their guard, but it's not to be. Just the 3 little ones, but I've enjoyed it. That's what it's about for me, getting out and enjoying your fishing. And if I'm going home and I've had a good time, that's a productive session for me, regardless of if I caught. So I'm really happy. I'm going to be going home a happy lad. And yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed watching it. And if you have, give it a thumbs up and smash the subscribe button if you haven't already. Now, I'm potentially going to have a bonus video coming out on either Friday or Saturday. So it's actually on the river, so a little bit different to what you would normally see. And then I have the normal content again on the Tuesday, which will be another carp fishing video. But anyway, I need to get packed up, so I'm going to polish this off. I'm going to reel the rods in and head home. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. If you're getting out, enjoy your fishing, be lucky, and I will see you in the next upload. Until then, get out there and have a few.